Hey, this is Dave from Audience and Influence, and today we're talking all about Facebook group marketing. Specifically in this video, I'm going to show you how I review and analyze Facebook groups to predict if they're going to make any money or not. And the really cool thing is once you understand this process, how to analyze a Facebook group, you're going to be able to apply this to your group. And then you're going to be able to make some tweaks. You're going to be able to make some changes that are going to ensure that your Facebook group makes more money in the future. So let's dive in. You already know that Facebook groups are super popular. Tons of businesses are using them to get more leads, to get more clients. In fact, the last time Google did a search of how many Facebook groups exist, it found over 620 million of them. And the vast majority of those are associated in some way with a business. But here's the reality. Most of those Facebook groups, they're not actually generating profits. And maybe you found this to be true as well. You know, you started a Facebook group, were really excited about it. You did all the right things to launch your group. You got some members into your group, but now what? Now it's not generating any revenue for your business and you're feeling a little bit stuck. Well, you might have got some advice saying, just keep at it, be consistent, keep posting content. But the reality is if something isn't working, don't keep doing it. You need a new strategy. And that's what we're going to be covering in this video is how to see if it's time for you to adopt a new strategy. What tweaks do you need to make in order to get your Facebook group producing revenue? Now, I've started tons of Facebook groups for my businesses over the years, and some of these Facebook groups have generated millions and millions of dollars. So very regularly, entrepreneurs will reach out to me and they'll say, Dave, take a look at my Facebook group. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. And that's why I'm creating this video is I want you to see a series of checklists, these items that I look for when I'm analyzing a Facebook group to see why is this group not making money or what could this group do in order to be more profitable. And so I'm going to walk you through some of these checklist items that I look for right now. I'm actually going to go over to this group here. So this is a group that I was recently invited to, and I'm going to use this as an example. So here's the checklist, and I encourage you to write these down or maybe memorize these, go through and analyze your group as I do this as well. So the first thing, the most important thing when it comes to monetizing a Facebook group is that it has a name that's really driven by a benefit that the member or the user is going to receive. So it's got to be a benefit driven group name. So I'll show you an example of one in just a second, but let's take a look at this. This is called Macro Hackers. Now, if you hear that name of this group, Macro Hackers, what's the benefit? Why would I want to join this group? Why would I want to be an active member of this community? And you can see Macro Hackers doesn't really say what's in it for me, what's the benefit. I'm going to contrast this with one of our groups, and this group is called Audience and Influence, New Ways to Gain Massive Engagement on Facebook. What's the benefit of this group? If you join this group, what are you going to get? You're going to get new ways to gain massive engagement on Facebook. And so for a group like this, I assume this is a weight loss group, and we'll take a look at some more details in a second. I'd like to see what is the benefit for the member or for the user. So it could say Macro Hackers, new ways to lose weight while eating the foods you love, as an example. So that's number one. The most important thing is the name of the group. And why do I really stress this? Is because you think about when people join groups, what's the first thing they look at? They look at the name. And if it's clear what benefit they're going to get from the name, they're more likely to join the group. Therefore, membership increases. Therefore, there's more potential for this group to make money. So number one, a benefit-driven name. Number two, there needs to be an image that's non-salesy. Here's a mistake that I see all the time is I'll see a weight loss group as an example, and it'll have a picture of a weight loss coach. And this coach will have written something on the image here and it'll say something like, join my 12-week program to lose 20 pounds of fat. And so what that does is while it makes it clear what the group is all about, it also makes it very clear that this group is all about selling a 12-week program. And that's something that you want to avoid because you can imagine a member who's never even joined your group yet. They haven't received any benefit from you. There's no relationship. There's no trust established. They're not going to want to join a group when they already know that they're just going to be sold something. And so when I take a look at this one, Macro Hackers, there is no sales pitch here at all. So that is a positive for this image is there's not a clear sales pitch. However, there's still, I would like to see something a little bit more unique about this image, something that draws people to this group so they understand what benefit they're going to get. Now, the way that I like to do this is take a look, if you do a search in Facebook. So I'm going to go up here to, actually I'll open up a new window and I'll show you an example here. So let's take a look at the weight loss niche. So I'm going to just type in weight loss and then I'm going to filter this by groups. And then I'm just going to take a look at some of the little thumbnails of the group images. And as I scroll through here, what do I see? I see a lot of people, a lot of people's faces, a lot of fit people. And I just ask myself, what can I do with my image that makes it clear what people are going to benefit, what result they're going to get or why they would want to join, while also standing out from the crowd? How can I be different? I'm going to go over to our group again using this example, audience and influence. And while this doesn't show anything about the benefit, in fact, this graphic, it's a speech bubble here that's being amplified. It doesn't actually say specifically what benefit someone's going to get. However, they are going to see that benefit here in the name. This certainly does stand out. And if we were to do a search and saw this come up versus other competing groups, this one is very distinct from all the competition. So that's what we're looking for in the image. So ideally it doesn't have a direct sales message that would scare people away. And ideally it would be unique and show some sort of benefit that people would receive by joining this group. So that's number 2. Number 3, we want to be really clear about who this group is for. And so I'm going to go back down here over to the About section. And the About section, the name of the group, and the image, those are the only 3 things that people can see before they decide to join. If someone's trying to decide whether they want to join this group or not, how would they know? Well, they're going to take a look at what the group is all about. Let me read this out to you. It says, "Welcome to a health and fitness community where we provide hacks to be able to get your dream body, but with hacks to eat everything you want." And so there is some benefit here. I'm gonna be able to get my dream body. I'm not gonna have to restrict my diet apparently. However, the problem with this description is it's not clear who this is for. Is this for a bodybuilder who wants to be able to get their dream 300-pound body that's just rippling with muscles while eating anything they want? Or is this for a woman who's overweight and she wants to lose 50 pounds or 100 pounds while eating everything that she wants? And so it's unclear as to who this is actually for. And so I really encourage you to take a close look at your About section and see, is it clear who this is and isn't for? I'm going to show you an example again. I'm going to go back to our group here and I'm going to go over to the About section and let's take a look. It says right off the bat, it says, if you're a business owner and your ideal customers or clients are on Facebook, then you're in the right place. And then it goes on to explain all the benefits that someone who fits that category will get by joining this group. So that's number 3, is be really clear about who your group is for. The next thing I'm doing when I'm analyzing a group like this, and again, this is to determine if it's got profit potential. Is this actually going to generate revenue? Is I want to see where are people being welcomed to the group. So when someone comes into a group, they don't know what the group is actually for. They don't know the culture of the group. They don't know what they should be doing in the group. And so it's really important that every new member is welcome to the group so that it's clear what action steps they should take next. And when I come down here, I actually like this, that this group owner has used the feature section and they've added a post here that says, "Welcome to the community." When I click on this, however, it says, "Welcome to the community Fit Tribe group." And so as soon as I see that, I know that this group has been rebranded at some point. At some point, it was probably a group called Fit Tribe. Now for new members, this is going to be confusing. They're coming into a macro hackers group and now they're potentially being welcomed on a post that's called a Fit Tribe group. In this case, when I scroll down, I can see that there's a couple likes on this post, but there's no comments. No one's ever been actually welcomed on this post. So while the intention is there, the intention is good, we're just missing the mark in terms of execution. This should be very aligned with the branding that's been used in the group. So the name of the group and this image here should also be very clear what's in it for me, why someone's going to benefit, and should get them excited about what are their next steps. And so again, kudos to whoever set this up, to Jade for setting this up. We just need an updated version that's much more clear for current users or current members of this macro hackers group. So we want a welcome post. Now let's go over and take a look at the about details, because when I'm analyzing a group, I want to see some numbers. Let's take a look at some important numbers. Here's some numbers, the activity numbers. And the first one is posts in the last month. And you can see there are 30 posts in the last month. Here's the rule of thumb that I use is we want a group to have a minimum of 15 posts in a given month. And why 15? Well, that just suggests that there's at least a new piece of content coming into the group every other day. Less than that and the group's pretty dead. It's up to the admin to start some conversation and get that group moving again. And in this case, 30 sounds great. Now, there is a little test that I'd like to do because I want to go back to discussion and see what is the nature of those posts. Who's creating those posts? So when I go down here, I see Jake created a post, Jade created a post, Paige created a post. Then I've got Jake again, Paige again, Jade again, Jake again, Paige again, Jade again. And so I can see this pattern here. And if I keep on scrolling, I'm going to see those 3 people posting over and over and over again. Who are those people? Well, let's go to the members tab. And when I come into the members tab, lo and behold, what do I see here? Well, I've got the admins, I've got Jade, Paige, and Jake. And so what this tells me is while the number of posts, when we're looking at the about numbers here, the activity here, 30 posts in a month, it seems good on the surface. In reality, 100% of these posts are coming from the admins. So this tells me that this group is getting some fresh content, but members don't know what to do. They don't know why they should post. They don't know what kind of content they should create, because really we want member generated content in addition to content that's created by the admins of the group. Again, I'm going to show you our example here. So I'm going to go over to the discussion for audience and influence, and you're going to see a lot of content from me because Lucy and I were providing a lot of content, but we're also getting content from Jean-Claude's an example, Anna's an example, Taylor's an example. Why? Autumn's an example, because we made it really clear what group members should be doing in terms of creating content for this group. So that's one metric that I look at to analyze and say, hey, is this group going to actually make money? I look at how many posts are going up and then who's posting those. Next, I look at the total members, but more importantly, what's the velocity of membership growth? And so here I can see that no new members have joined in the last week. So I see here that the admins have actually done a good job. They've got almost 1,200 members, which is a fantastic start for a group, but it's really slowed down. And so you can see that this is 29 weeks old. And so this suggests to me that either the admins, they've given up on this group, which I don't think is the case in this situation because they're still posting content, or more likely, they don't have a strategy for group growth. And in order for a group to be really profitable, to make you a lot of money, it's got to be growing. We need these communities to grow. Let's go back and take a look at audience and influence. I'm going to go and look at our statistics here, and I'll show you what a healthy group growth looks like. So you can see here in terms of posts, we've got 53 posts, and I showed you that this is a mix of admin posts plus user or member posts. And then taking a look at the growth here, you can see there's 119 in the last week. You might ask yourself, well, what's a good group growth rate? Here's the rule of thumb. If you're serious about using your group to grow your business, to actually make sales, I'd recommend a minimum of 35 people every single week. And why 35? Well, there's 7 days in a week, and you can definitely get 5 members into your group organically. This is no ad spend. You can definitely do that. That's a bare minimum. In our case, we aim for between 100 to 200 organic new group members every single week. And again, that's 100% for free. And so when I go back to Macro Hackers and I see that there's no group growth at all, this tells me that this is going to be tough for this group to actually earn some revenue. So overall, those are the 6 factors that I'm going to look at here for analyzing this particular group. And if I were to give a score for Macro Hackers, there are definitely some good things that they've done here, but there are definitely a lot of tweaks that they could make in order to make their group more likely to earn a profit for their business. I would give this group a C. There's definitely some work to be done. The encouraging thing is, while there are many things that aren't quite working right with this group, and it probably isn't making any money at this point, it can easily change. Just taking some of the advice in this video can easily make this group more profitable in the very near future. Now you might look at our group audience and influence and think, wow, that your numbers look good. Like everything looks so good. How do I do that as well? And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to be transparent. We use a tool. It's our secret weapon. It's called Unipro. And Unipro is a fantastic tool that allows us not only to go and find a targeted audience, but to bring them over into our group, to show them the type of content that they want to see, to get them engaged, to get them really excited about being part of our community. And it's been an absolute game changer for our business. If you haven't checked out Unipro, simply go to unipro.com. I highly recommend it. And that's what I have for you today. If this was helpful, give this video a like. If you have any comments or questions about how to review or analyze your group or make those tweaks that are going to make your group earn more money now and in the future, definitely leave those below. I'm happy to help out. And like I said, if you haven't checked out Unipro, you definitely need to do it because it's a great way to monetize your group, to grow your group, to engage your group members, and to make those sales that you're looking for from that group. So definitely go check out unipro.com. We couldn't live without it, and I know you're going to love it when you start using it as well. So go to unipro.com and I'll see you in the next video.